Hello there, guys. Welcome back to Younes Talks Football. Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well. Today, this is your long-awaited... It's actually been long-awaited because we've not played in a little while now. You'd think that would be a positive. But Chelsea are playing tomorrow, Monday night, and it's against Newcastle at home. This is the preview, and it's going to be a good one. But before we get into it, or is it going to be a good one? But before we get into it, I feel like it's only right that we actually talk about what went down earlier on today. What went down earlier between Liverpool and Manchester City? It's actually quite hilarious. We've come out of this weekend with Arsenal top of the table because of this game. Arsenal are now top of the league. After 28 games played for all three teams, 64 points Arsenal, 64 points Liverpool, 63 points Man City, but the goal difference sends Arsenal top of the league. So, look, I'm just going to say this, and like I've said, I don't think it's going to happen. I mentioned this yesterday in the video that I done for the Arsenal game when they won 2-1. Go and check it out if you haven't already. I don't think they'll go all the way. I think they are going to trip up. I think they'll finish third, and respectfully, a good points tally too, but I do think they're going to trip up. But, I want to say but, like I said yesterday, if Arsenal end up doing it, fair play. But at the same time, do you know how bad that's going to be for us? Listen, if you live in London, just don't come out your house. Basically, don't come online, that's for sure. Don't go on Twitter. Definitely don't go on Twitter. That place will get taken over. You know what the Gooners are like. They will come on, they'll flood the platform, they'll take it over, they will make it theirs. You don't want to go on that platform. If Arsenal somehow ended up winning the league for the first time in, funnily enough, it'd be exactly 20 years since they last won the league, the Premier League title. I can't live in a world where Arsenal win the league again. We can't do it. Anyway, like I said though, if Arsenal do end up doing it, absolutely fair play, because that would be quite an achievement to do it ahead of Liverpool and City, who today, I think we learned one thing. When those two play each other, you can see the levels. I'm watching Liverpool City and I'm sitting there. I tweeted as well. I'm thinking, the levels these guys are running at is ridiculous. Like, the levels these two teams are playing at is just like... The whole time I'm watching, I'm going, oh my God. Like, my team are so far from this. It's crazy. Now, I know on the one-off, some people are going to say, we done well against City, we took them to the wire. And some people are going to say, even against Liverpool, we done well against them, we took them to the wire. In the cup final against their kids, we went to extra time. But anyway, in fact, we got battered 4-1 at Anfield. But anyway, when you just look at those two teams, oh man, they're operating at such a high level consistently throughout the season. And then they come up against each other, and it's ball against ball. It's all guns blazing. It's fireworks. It's crazy. And you see the speed that the game is going at. Sometimes it's just like, whoa, I need this to calm down a little bit. I can't keep up. Incredible. So fair play to Liverpool and fair play to City, honestly. The levels that they are operating at is just crazy. When they really want to switch it on and put it up to max, right? Boy, can they. So that game went down, finished 1-1. And look, I think it's clouded by a little bit of controversy towards the end. Should it have been a penalty? I got to be honest, I think it was a penalty. I think Liverpool were done there. Some would say that Liverpool have had a lot of opportunities go their way in terms of VAR, a lot of decisions, so it's only right that this sort of thing happens to them. Maybe, but in isolation, in context, for this game, could have been big for them because they would have gone top of the league. You would definitely say, look, the Doku thing on McAllister, penalty. Should have been a pen. Wasn't given, but anyway. That's that. So Arsenal have gone top of the league. And like I said, fair play to both Liverpool and City for their display today. Unbelievable. This title race is going to be very interesting. But that's teams that play at quality, that play at levels, that show exactly what you need to be at in order to compete for the Premier League. Not even win the Premier League, to compete for the Premier League, you got to be operating in this bracket. This is why I say, and I am the way that I am with my football club. Let's talk about Chelsea. We are so far off. It's not even funny. Like, when you look at Liverpool and City and you look at the way that they're moving at when they really want to go at 100% and they have to, boy, we are so far. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Do you know how long it's going to take for where we are now, for what we've done, for the strategy we've taken, for us to be able to get to that sort of level? Oh boy, we are in this for a while. A while. It's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long time. Now, we play Newcastle. And funnily enough, after this weekend, because Wolves managed to get themselves a decent result, Newcastle have come down into 10th. Wolves beat Fulham 2-1, and for that reason, they climb into 9th. Brighton, if I'm not mistaken, got the win as well. They did. They beat Nottingham Forest. So they've gone up as well in terms of points, and they are up into 8th. West Ham managed to salvage a result against Burnley. If I'm not mistaken, it was Burnley. It was 2-2. They were losing at one point. And Datro Fofana, oh my goodness. What a goal he scored for Burnley today. Wow. I mean, his goal scoring record so far at Burnley, happy days. That's what you want to look from a loan. And that's the sort of confidence that you want to get from players that are out on loan. Datro Fofana is the one loanee we have right now that I can look and go, yeah, you know what? Flipping great. And the goal he scored today had precision, power, accuracy, and confidence. For him to take the ball and smash it from that distance and in such a manner, knowing that he's able to do that. Fair play to you, mate. It's been a while since I've seen a Chelsea player shoot like that from distance. Actually, take that back. A Chelsea striker shoot like that from distance. Enzo done it with a free kick a few games ago, if you remember. That was incredible. But to just take the ball and just shoot like that, mate, yeah, fair play to you, Datro Fofana. And I hope he finishes the season on a high, because that way, I'd be like, yo, you're coming back to Chelsea, mate. Even if he's not going to be the number one guy, but you're definitely a part of this squad. 100%. So, let's wait and see. Some would argue that he's doing better than Jackson. We'll see. Keep doing what you're doing at Burnley. That's all I want to say. But West Ham getting the result. The draw means that they've got a point. Chelsea are in a position 11th, 36 points. Newcastle in 10th with 40 points. Regardless of what happens tomorrow, we are staying in 11th. But we're playing Newcastle. This is a 6-pointer. Because if they win, right, we then, with one game now more played more, we would be 5 points behind the team above us, which would be Wolves, because Newcastle would climb back into 7th, if I'm not mistaken, depending on... Actually, yeah, 7th. They'd climb back into 7th if they win tomorrow. So Newcastle have a lot to play for. It's not going to be an easy game. And there are circumstances going into this game as well. Newcastle, one problem that they have, a new problem in terms of players missing. For Chelsea, well, we've been hit again. What's the latest team news? Chelsea are going to be without Ben Chilwell, without Levi Colwill. Ben Chilwell's got a knee problem. What a surprise. Levi Colwill's got a toe problem. It is what it is. I don't know the ins and outs of that one, but something's wrong with his toe. So, Conor Gallagher is out with illness because he was ill. He was sick. He had a virus. Don't worry, nothing crazy, but he's got a virus. He can't play. And obviously, the normal names that we know are out. Chukwuemeka, Reece James, Badiashile and Kunku all out. For Newcastle, Kieran Trippier is going to be missing. Now, I have to say this. For Chelsea versus Newcastle, that's probably a good thing. Because whenever Kieran Trippier plays, right, he somehow... I say good thing for Newcastle. Bad thing for us. I'd want Trippier to play. Whenever he plays against us, he gives us something. It's always a mistake and it's fed to a striker and we score, or it's an own goal, or he passes to his goalkeeper, it's an open net, or Kieran Trippier always gifts something to Chelsea. He's not playing tomorrow, so advantage Newcastle, as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to that sort of, to this fixture with Trippier playing. Advantage Newcastle. Trippier's not playing, advantage Newcastle. Lewis Hall is going to be unavailable to play, but he wasn't going to play anyway. And obviously, there's the same old names that are out. Wilson, Joe Linton, and Nick Pope. Everyone else is available for Newcastle. So, going into this, you'd expect Newcastle to shape up with pretty much the same sort of 11 that they played against Wolves, except for Trippier. You might get Livramento that comes in or whoever, but they've got options off the bench. They've got Isak who's playing. They've got Anthony Gordon who's doing well. They've got that midfield of Guimaraes, Longstaff, Willock, but they've got players that they can call on. Almiron, definitely, I reckon he'll start. Harvey Barnes. Lewis Miley, the last time he played against us, Miley Cyrus, was doing, what I would say, one of the best players on the pitch. So, this is not going to be an easy game. For Chelsea, look, I have to be honest, is this really going to mean anything now? I think in the league, we've come to a point now, especially after the Brentford result, where Pochettino said that his missus wasn't happy with him because he chose to turn down a dinner in order to watch football. I mean, I don't know if that's trying to get sympathy out of the fan base or something. Maybe it is. But look, that's his prerogative. That's your marriage, mate. I'm not really going to react to that. At the end of the day, look, I only have a problem with what players and managers do immediately after the game. If there's something to think about very soon. Like we got a game in 3 days and you get the day off. Like what? Or we've been battered and then the next day is a day off. Like no, that's ridiculous. But you get a 2-2 draw at Brentford. It's not the result we want. It's a bad performance. It's terrible. And you choose to turn down dinner with your missus, mate. I've not really got anything to say about that. With this game, which was 9 days later. You're going to have a day off. For that context, yeah, you have a day off. Absolutely, that's fine. So you choose or not choose to have dinner, then, mate, that's on you. I've got nothing to say. If you're now sleeping on the sofa because of it, mate, that's on you. So, listen, I don't want anything to affect his marriage, for example. I've got nothing against the guy personally. I only talk in terms of professionally, and it's just not good enough. And right now, I don't think after the Brentford result, Chelsea fans are looking at the league table for reassurance. I think it's done. I think the only thing that Chelsea fans now have going for this season is to try and go on the FA Cup run. That's the only way Chelsea are going to be making at least Europa League football, but they have to win the FA Cup. We have to go all the way. Is that really going to happen? We're still in it. We've got to play Leicester next. If we get past Leicester, it's a semi-final at Wembley. It's Wembley again, and we don't have a good record now, but something that we didn't be able to say before, but now we are able to say we don't play well there now. So, look, we'll see. The competition will get tougher. There's still Liverpool, Man City, United, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, the FA Cup still has some big teams in there where it's still going to be very difficult for us to go all the way. But that's the only hope we got. Going down the league route now is just not going to happen. With 12 games remaining, 11 after tomorrow, you're asking too many teams to fall off at the same time for us to be able to even think of getting something in a European spot. So now whether we finish 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, it's all the same. So this is where now, look, tomorrow has a chance to possibly hang something by a thread in terms of league position, or the thread gets cut and we're now falling to the depths of hell, or we're falling straight to the ground, straight head first, head about to get splattered, it's game over. If we don't get a result tomorrow, the league is officially finished. Like, it's officially, mathematically, game over. Forget it. Newcastle are not going to be an easy side though. So, bearing this in mind, what should Chelsea do? Considering the injuries and the absentees, what should Chelsea do? I've come up with an 11 that I feel like is the only possible 11 we can go with one experiment in there. And I feel like at this point, we've got nothing to lose, so why not? It's in there, why not? What do I mean? Let's get into it. Here is my starting 11. I've put it up on screen straight away. We're not going to waste time. In goal, Petrovic for sure, because he is the number one. Defence is going to be adjusted. Cucurella has to come in because he's the only left back we have at the football club. Brilliant. We didn't prepare for Ian Maatsen leaving. Chilwell is out. Gusto can play there, but then who's playing right back? We ain't got anyone else to play right back unless you try and stick Disasi there, but he's not going to play there, or we're going to play Chalobah there. That's what I think Poch might actually do. But Cucurella was on the bench for the last game, so he starts for this one. Simple as that. Same goes for Thiago Silva. He's available now. He has to fill in for Levi Colwill, unless we go with Chalobah, but I reckon it's probably going to be Thiago Silva. I would put Thiago Silva. He's not played in a little while now. He is going to be at 100%. Get him on the pitch. But I reckon, if I'm predicting Pochettino, I reckon Gusto comes to left back. I reckon Silva starts. And I reckon we get Disasi or Chalobah shifting between them. Who's playing right back, who's playing centre back. But those two on the pitch. That's what I reckon Poch will do. Now, in midfield, obviously, Caicedo, Enzo. The only ones we can go to. So they start in midfield. Ahead of them, this is the experiment. Stick Mudryk in the 10. We got nothing to lose. And when he did play there against Leeds, right? Albeit it's against Leeds, not Newcastle. I understand there's a difference. But we can't really do anything else unless we go over false 9. Or we go Palmer in the 10 and then Madueke on the right-hand side. And as far as I'm concerned, look, our wingers are just... I need Palmer on the wing. If not, I don't feel like we're going to get anything done from the wings. It's as simple as that. I'm hesitant putting Sterling on the pitch. I don't even want Sterling there, but we have to. Some would say put Mudryk on the left-hand side and not Sterling then. But who's going in the 10? Mudryk looked bright in that 10 role. He looked bright. So you know what? Right now, I'll take bright. Let's run with it. People are saying he should get an opportunity. Let's run with it. I'm convinced on the wing, I don't feel like we're going to get anything from Mudryk. Simple as that. In the 10, doesn't have to run so much, has to use his technicality, has to use quick thinking. This is what I'm scared of. I have to be honest. I reckon there's a chance this completely backfires. And I'll explain why. If he does not play well, he jeopardizes and sabotages Caicedo and Enzo. Because now they got to fend for themselves in terms of pressure coming towards them. And if one of them is too advanced and the other one has to fend for it, then he's going to get exposed. If Enzo is the one that's back there defending alone, he's getting run past. If Caicedo is the one that's defending alone, he's either getting run past or he goes in for a tackle and gets a yellow card or a red card because he's always reckless. Pick one. So this is the risk with playing Mudryk there. But if Gallagher's not there, what else are we going to do? When I said personally, I would want Palmer on the wing. Now, that's the risk. So let me know what you think. What would you do? And up top, of course, Nicholas Jackson. Again, he's the only striker we have. So he starts. And he scored the last game. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, that's my starting 11. Do you agree with it? Do you disagree with it? But like I said, I'm about to get into what I think is going to happen tomorrow. But this is my starting 11. Let me know in the comments if you reckon it's a good one or not. And let me know yours down below. As I tell you guys, hit a subscribe button and be here for the watch along. We are going to be here back. I didn't do the watch along for the Brentford game, and some would say thank God, but I'm here tomorrow. So make sure you're here, subscribed, notification bell on to be notified when I do go live. What do I think is going to happen tomorrow? I'm going to go with a draw. Again. I did say 1-1 against Brentford. Did I say Brentford? I said 1-1 against Brentford, didn't I? And then it finished 2-2. I'm going to say 1-1 again for this one. I'm going to go 1-1. Look, Newcastle have not been good, right, in terms of the way that they've plummeted down the table, because they were in a European spot at one point and very comfortably. But when you look at their latest results, they beat Wolves 3-0. They got past Blackburn. They're in the FA Cup. They got battered by Arsenal 4-1. Battered. Prior to that, drew 2-2 to Bournemouth, beat Forest, drew to Luton, beat Villa, beat Fulham, lost to City just, beat Sunderland, lost to Liverpool, very hit and miss. Very hit and miss. So what Newcastle are going to show up tomorrow? This is what I'm banking on. I'm hoping the dodgy Newcastle show up, because if that happens, I reckon we might just be able to nick something. If a good Newcastle shows up, you better be holding on to your seats and strapping your seatbelt, and maybe two, because you might need it. The extra support will come in handy, because I honestly think tomorrow I'm not going to be completely optimistic of what Chelsea are going to do and what Chelsea are going to show up, especially with now the players that we've got missing. I am sceptical. So, because of that, I think it balances itself out, and I'm going 1-1. That's my prediction. Let me know your predictions down below. Much appreciated. And then we will go through the motions tomorrow on the watch along and watch it together and see how it all pans out. So I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to it? I'll see you there. Thank you all so much, people. See you lot tomorrow. Take care and peace.